All right, we are back once again here on a Thursday. It's kind of a special edition because right now we don't have necessarily a set schedule. It just depends on my schedule when I have time to jump on and when the stories warrant a little visit here on the YouTube channel. Of course, every Saturday we are shooting for a regular weekly show here with the Sports Rush with Brett Rump. Hope you join us for that. But what a week it has been in sports, especially for those of us here in the state of Indiana, specifically in Fort Wayne. And we've got to talk about it. And of course, that means we've got to start with the Indiana Pacers. Before we do, I want to ask you, while you're joining us today, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Show your support for the channel. This is now replacing the regular radio show that you used to listen to on 1380 The Fan. Not there anymore. And so this is the best alternative. This is the place to find us. You can ring the little bell. You can get alerts when we go live or when we have special videos that are posted. You can subscribe to the channel. You can like the channel. Every little bit does help us. And make sure while you're on the channel, you also check out all of our other videos and, of course, any shorts that you might choose to watch as well. But let's get into the Indiana Pacers, what they did on Tuesday night, because it was a bit of history. The second time in a week the Pacers have come from at least 7 points down in the final minute of play. And they did it against the number one seeded Cleveland Cavaliers team on the road. Yes, the Cavaliers were shorthanded, but when you are playing at home and you're the number one seed and you got 48 points from your star player, you're expected to hold on and win that game. And the Cleveland Cavaliers did everything that they could possibly do over the last minute and a half stretch of that game to give it away to the Pacers. And the Pacers took advantage and ended up winning the contest. What a game, what a win. And when I talk about being history, Pacers did this against Milwaukee Bucks, and then they come back and do it again. Tyrese Halliburton with a driving layup to beat the Bucks. Tyrese Halliburton with a step back triple to beat the Cavaliers. Tyrese Halliburton should not be considered the most underrated player in the NBA. Now, here's the thing, of course, overrated player. But here's the thing. He is a star. I mean, clearly, superstars come with many different looks. And for Tyrese Halliburton, his look is not a selfish superstar. That's what's so great about Halliburton. And that's why we love him in Indiana, because he's not one of the superstars that has to score 30 points or more to get himself noticed or to get his superstar status validated. All Tyrese Halliburton has to do is win. He's the point guard. He's the distributor. One of the reasons the Pacers have such great balance is because they got a great teammate as their leader in Tyrese Halliburton. I love this. Tyrese Halliburton, in that win on Tuesday night, had 9 assists, 4 assists, but he had 9 rebounds. I mean, he did the little things. And he also came up with a couple of huge defensive plays. Yes, Tyrese Halliburton was getting it done on the defensive end when the Pacers needed stops on almost every possession to even give them a chance in this basketball game. And Tyrese Halliburton helped get that done. So Tyrese Halliburton, 19 points. That was not the top on the team. The top on the team, get this, Aaron Nesmith and Miles Turner. They combined with 23 points each to lead the Pacers. You got the 19 from Halliburton. You got 13 from Andrew Nembhard. You got 7 or 12 from Pascal Siakam. And Ben Mathurin off the bench matched Halliburton with 19 points. I mean, the Pacers have such depth and balance. And the fact that Rick Carlisle is willing to go deep on the bench, it's wearing down a short-handed Cleveland Cavaliers squad. I mean, the Pacers had 9 players that played at least 11 minutes in that game on Tuesday night. 9 players, at least 11 minutes. And Ben Shepherd added 6 more minutes, and I think they were all in the second half, when it looked like maybe the Pacers could tire out Cleveland. That was the goal. Push the pace, go with fresh bodies, continue to rotate fresh bodies, and see if you could tire them down by just being a more physical, active group. And guess what? The Pacers did exactly that. In fact, Kenny Atkinson, the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, even admitted as much after the game. Now, he claimed the Pacers were clutching and grabbing. No, the Pacers weren't clutching and grabbing. It's a physical game, it's playoff basketball, and that's the way the officials are calling it. They're letting a lot of physical play go unless it truly affects a potential bucket or an opportunity to score. They're allowing some physical play, but and I don't know if that's by design or if it's just something with the officials, but the truth is they're allowing a lot of physical play to happen. Pacers were playing physical, and the physical play wore down Cleveland. And if Coach Atkinson has to step up to a microphone in a press conference and call it out as being clutching and grabbing, hoping to get a call, hoping to keep the Pacers from playing physical basketball because he knows his team can't handle it, then I guess more power to him, but I don't think the NBA is going to buy it. The Indiana Pacers right now have been better than the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2 games, and the Pacers are up 2-0. But I will tell you, there's a huge difference, and most of it is right up here between a 2-1 series and a 3-0 series. 3-0 series is over. Pacers are not going to lose 4 in a row to Cleveland. But a 2-1 series, the Cavaliers will feel like they're right back in it, and they're only going to continue to get healthier as this series progresses. So this is a big game at home, and the Pacers have to play really well returning back home. They can't believe that the home crowd is going to score any points because I have yet to see anybody buy a ticket and get in the box score in the same night. They're going to have to score and play their basketball, please the fans. Don't count on the fans to be an extra 8 or 9 points because, like I said, fans don't score. The Pacers are going to have to win Game 3, put this series very close to being on ice, and then try to come back and finish off the Cavaliers before the series goes back. You got to have that killer instinct. That's one thing about this young team. Do they have it? They didn't have it in Game 3 against Milwaukee. Do they have it against Cleveland here in the second round? And how about the New York Knicks? Unbelievable. Back-to-back games in Boston, coming from 20 points down in the second half both times. Oh my gosh. What is going on with the Boston Celtics? I mean, what's going on is really the New York Knicks. Give them a lot of credit for their fight and their perseverance. Jalen Brunson was a big part of that in the Game 2 win. But the Knicks in Boston win Games 1 and 2. And so who's in bigger trouble right now? Is it the Celtics or is it the Cleveland Cavaliers? Which team down 2-0 after losing 2 home games is in a bigger piece of trouble? Is it Cleveland? Is it Boston? It's tough to win at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The fans are loud. I know that the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden are a great venue for basketball, but I don't know that the New York Knicks have an overwhelming home court advantage. But you get into Indiana, that place gets loud. And I think that's what it's going to be on Friday night and again on Sunday evening when the Pacers host the Cleveland Cavaliers. But it's interesting right now in the NBA with what's happening in the Eastern Conference Series between Boston, New York, and Cleveland versus the Indiana Pacers. Okay, let's look at some other sports. Last night, the Komets blew a great opportunity. Man, they fought their way back 2-0, and they scored 2 goals in the final 2.5 minutes, and they give themselves a chance. They give themselves an opportunity in overtime. They had an entire overtime session where all they had to do was punch one past Toledo's goalie. They couldn't get it done. And Toledo, they made the change in goal for Game 3 after the first 2 games, and it worked out very well for them. In fact, a shutout until the last 2.5 minutes, and then back-to-back goals, including a goal on a penalty shot, put it into overtime. But then the Komets couldn't take advantage of forcing the overtime, and they allowed Toledo to extend the game to a point where Toledo finally scored in the first 26 seconds, I think it was, of the second overtime, 28 seconds, whatever it was, and Toledo ends up winning a very important Game 4, and it ties up the series 2-2. Huge difference, huge, between 3-1 and 2-2. And now Toledo's got home ice advantage back. Toledo knows they're going to get to return this series back to the Huntington Center in downtown Toledo. I tell you this, I kind of feel like the series was lost last night. And I want to hold out to hope and I want to believe that the Komets can still win this series. But when you're given an opportunity to put away a really good hockey club, you've got to be able to find something to put them away. And the Komets fought their tail off to get it tied and then blew the opportunity. They would have had Toledo squarely with their backs against the wall in a 3-1 series. Now, Toledo has to feel like they've taken control of the series back. And now you've got a, well, obviously pivotal, game 5, because somebody's going to go up in this series 3-2, and the Komets don't want to be down 3-2 heading into Toledo. And Toledo probably doesn't want to have must wins in the last 2 games, although they can feel comfortable knowing both of them are at home, because for some reason this series did not go as a 2-2, 1-1-1 format, which it should have been. It really should have been 2-2, 1-1-1. I don't know where the rule came in that it was 2-3-2 or how that was decided, but it should have been 2-2, 1-1-1. So the Komets could have gotten game 6 at home. They would have been playing tonight's game, which is going to be at the Coliseum. They would have played that on the road, but you don't want to give the team with the home ice advantage both game 6 and game 7 at home if you can avoid it. And this could have been avoided with only an hour and 45-minute bus trip. It's just stupid. But tonight is going to be a big one at the Jungle. Game 5, tied series 2-2, Komets and the Walleye. Also, I've got to call out the Tin Caps. Man, the bats just keep pounding. 14 hits in back-to-back games, Tuesday and Wednesday against the South Bend Cubs. Now, I will say South Bend is not a great baseball team right now, and they've lost, I think, 11 of their last 12. Could even be 12 of 13, but I know it's at least 11 of their last 12, while the Tin Caps have won 8 of their last 9. So the Tin Caps playing well, South Bend not so much, and the Tin Caps have taken advantage. 14 hits on Tuesday, 14 hits on Wednesday, and the Tin Caps have won the first 2 games of the series of South Bend. They're going to play again tonight and finish off the series with games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all in South Bend before the Tin Caps return home next Tuesday. And a big shout out to Amber Bowman and the Purdue Fort Wayne women's softball team. Wow. A 7-1 win in the second round of the Horizon League Championships taking place in Cleveland. They played Cleveland State, the number 1 seed, and they won 7-1. And now they go into the championship of the winners bracket in this double elimination format. But man, that was impressive. Grace Hullepeter had a home run. I think that's 11 or 12 for her on the year. And the Mastodons just did not look back. What a huge win. They'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon, 2:30, and they'll play in, again, the championship of the winners bracket. That tournament, I believe it wraps up on Saturday, possibly Sunday, but I think it's the championship will be then on Saturday over in Cleveland. And an interesting side note, the number 1 seed and the host of the tournament, it's their last year of softball at Cleveland State. The athletic program announced a year ago that they were making cuts to their budget and they were ending 3 programs. And among those programs that they were dropping, women's softball. So they're on their final go round in Cleveland. All right, we got to wrap this up. We're going to be coming back, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, but Saturday for sure. We'll have our weekly show. Make sure, again, before you depart, you subscribe, you like, and you ring the bell. We'd appreciate that. And you'll be getting all the updates on the latest with Fort Wayne sports as it continues right here on the Sports Rush on YouTube. Have yourself a great Thursday night. Go Komets!